I'm here with Drums of the Sun, and you guys want to introduce yourselves?
So I'm Bam Bam Buddha from Chicago. I'm the have to do. I'm the percussionist of the group.
And I'm Louis D. I'm the DJ from Miami.
From Miami, nice. And how many Groove Cruises have you guys done?
This will be our 10th Groove Cruise, our first on the West Coast, and we've done 9 in a row in Miami since 2010.
Oh yeah? What's the difference between the Miami and the Cabo, would you say? Or the San Diego?
What I think is different, just people. It's a different, different demographic of people. Where Miami is highly Latin. You know, we have a big following in Miami. Mm-hmm. That community follows house music a lot, and they know me as a DJ. I was a DJ for 20 years in Miami, okay. So I am also known as a DJ, and they know us as a duo. And just that community in itself, they're big followers of house music in Miami.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference in terms of the Latin community bringing on that feel and that vibe to this being a different type of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of similarities. This is obviously being our first one, right? And the crowds are great. They've been receptive. We obviously haven't played our first set yet, like our public set.
That's tonight, right?
And that's tonight in a couple hours. So it seems like a lot of people are excited about it. So that makes us excited.
Yeah.
That's why we come to do this.
When did you guys join together?
It's funny, we joined in 2010, our first Groove Cruise. We were actually booked for the same event in Chicago, a New Year's Eve party, but in different rooms. And then the next day we actually ended up playing together. And then we started playing Groove Cruise, and then kind of that's how it is. And then Drums of the Sun was born 5 years ago. We came with the duo name.
Nice. And what can we expect from you guys next? What's happening?
Well, we're working on some production that hopefully will go out next year. We've been doing a lot of traveling, so it's been working out well. I take an organic feel to things. I'm not a big press kit bio guy or try to say that we played with or alongside. Mm-hmm. I think when things are meant to happen, they happen. And when you can do it that way, it happens at your pace. It happens, when it feels right. And our journey has been kind of a slow one because it hasn't been pushed. And we like seeing the feedback. The feedback is what pushes us to do more. It was just a matter of just DJing and people just enjoyed it. People enjoy almost any set. Or, if they're here, they're enjoying just music. But when we receive the honest, sincere feedback, it gives us the idea that, yes, we should be doing more. And it's getting to that point now where we have to do more.
Right.
So, yeah, I completely agree with what Louis said, but the biggest thing, we're going to focus on production, and obviously a lot more tour dates coming up, and you'll keep it going. As you said, we feed off our fans, and that's the thing. We love what we do. That's the biggest thing for us. It's, especially for me being a musician, I just love playing the drums, and that's my passion. If I didn't have the drums, then it's what's the point of my life, more or less, right? No music, it's what's the point?
People, I think, take for granted, or not people, I think DJs take for granted just what kind of vibe you can bring with an actual live musician. They're so cornered into wanting to do the show, wanting to be their own thing and their own entity, which I understand. I've been a DJ for years. There are times where I enjoy being on stage alone, but I definitely believe what enhances music is a musician. So when him and I got together, it was perfect. I had played with a percussionist, a saxophone player, a violinist. I've actually played with an electric guitarist. Percussionist works well with me because I have a lot of Latin house infused into my set, and I play a lot of tribal house, so it just worked well in terms of him and I working together. If he might have been paired with another DJ, it might not have been the same vibe. Having a percussionist on top of, let's say, EDM music really isn't the same feel from what I know.
Yeah, you guys work well together.
Yeah, so we kind of feed off each other in that. I'm already going in that vibe. He brings it even more, and we just go back and forth with that. So
we feed off each other, and then we feed off the crowd. We bring our own energy, but we feed off their crowd, off their energy, and that's the biggest thing. Yeah. For us, it's all improvised. So we've never rehearsed once. We never plan anything out, and it's just we just go with it, and that's it. And that's the fun part of it, because as a DJ, the DJs shouldn't be planning out their set. They need to need to go there and read the crowd, right? Festivals are sometimes different, right, based on the stage and the production they have. But for us, it's just all improvised. Louis obviously probably has his library planned out, but it's he's just going with the crowd, and let's go for that. That's how you win a crowd over.
And Groove Cruise must be a good place to connect with your fans. I would think.
It's definitely a great way to connect because you're able to walk around the ship all the time, say hello. They're talking to you about when you're playing again. They get excited. It excites you. There's nothing better than having someone come up to you and just be like, "Oh man, I either loved your set, or I'm looking forward to seeing you guys." Like, we just do what we do. We love what we do, but to have someone, even for you as a photographer, or as a filmmaker, or anything, they recognize you. You're like, I'm just doing something I love to do. To be recognized for it is pretty amazing. Even if it's just one person, it makes my day.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely humbling. Just people coming up to you and saying how much they love you. And when's your next set? When are you playing? They can't wait to see you play again. And that's exciting. I mean, that's the one thing I love about Groove Cruise is it's the interaction, right? You get to hang out with our friends, our artist friends. You get to meet new artists, some of the bigger artists. Get to talk with them. But the biggest thing is the fans. I mean, for me, when we're not playing, I want to go hear all my friends spin. I will support them when a new DJ spin.
Right.
And I don't dance, but you'll see me out there. I'll be
I
jamming out, and I don't, and I can't dance.
Well, he doesn't
so
dance
whatever
well.
I don't dance well. That's true.
He doesn't dance well. He dances a
he
lot.
does. I mean, he does. I don't know how he does, but whatever. But it's I'll be out there just jamming out because of the music.
Yeah,
and it's great music, great vibes, and that's what it's about. And the thing about the Groove Cruise, they emphasize the family part. The Groove Cruise family. I mean, it's a place for you to come. Nobody judges anybody. It doesn't matter what you look like, your race, age, anything. We're all family, and everyone's just here to just have a good time and enjoy music, enjoy each other, and that's the great thing about it.
And one thing that people really don't understand is that although it's a festival, it's unlike any other for a specific reason. None of us get to leave. If you go to a festival, whatever DJs you're listening to, basically when they're done with their set, they're moving on. Basically, a fan sees their artist or two, they're moving on. Here, we stay on the boat the entire time, so we get to know the artists. We get to know fans. Artists come and support your sets. They're not going anywhere. We have dinner with them. People have dinner with us. So that's a really cool experience. Where in a festival, you get to see a bunch of people, but you're not intertwined for an entire weekend. That's what makes it family. That's what makes people get closer. Because you're going to see that person sitting there like having dinner and lunch and breakfast. You're going to see me in the gym. You're going to see me doing life. Right. At a festival, it's not reality. It's fun. I'm not taking anything away from it, but it's that time frame and it's over. Here, it's our time frame, and you get to see us live for a weekend. We get to see you live for a weekend. You get to see me when I'm exhausted and I wake up and I'm sleepy just like you are.
Yeah.
It's not always what you see on stage. It's about everything else that encompasses who you are. And that's how you create a real fan.
Yeah, that's true. Have you made it to the gym?
Yes, I did.
Really? That's impressive.
This guy, Mr. Workout Machine over here, he always goes to the gym. There's times where I'll be at after hours. I'm like, all right, time for me to go to bed. And then he'll be walking up. I'm going to the gym. I'm like, all right, see you in a few hours.
Different personalities.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm like, for the music part, I love the underground scene, the tech house, the techno. I mean, we play some of that, but obviously we mix it up. It's still a little bit different, but that's where, as a fan, like seeing other DJs, like where I just hang out, that's where I'm at. I mean, obviously it's late night, but that's where my favorite music is. Yeah. So I mean, for him, he's the old man, so he's got to go to bed. He's got to go to bed and get his beauty sleep.
We need a
so I make sure I take care of that end. And you know what? It actually works well. Our personalities are very different. I mean, he's my brother. But our personalities are different where I'm not the social media guy, I'm not the loud guy, I'm not the guy that's in the forefront of things. No, you're just noticeable. How about that? You're noticeable.
I know, all right.
He's
noticeable.
Yeah. No,
where, I prefer to take it easy and stay in the back, and I just love playing my music. I'm not, trying to do anything to get too much attention because I want the attention to be on what we play. And I've always told people this, my favorite thing to say is that I'd rather have 100 people dancing and not looking at me than 1,000 people looking at me and not dancing.
I get that.
If you're not vibing, then don't be here. I don't need you to film me. I don't need you to look at me. Either you feel the vibe and you don't. And I think with what he brings to the table and the type of music I play, one of the greatest things that I hear is that people who don't even like house music or our style of music just be like, oh man, I was just there. I couldn't help it. I just started dancing. Because it's a very organic sound to what we do. And I play these Latin vocals and things that just kind of kick it off where a lot of DJs, they don't do that. They don't play that way.
I get it. Yeah. That's awesome. And do you guys have another festival coming up after this?
Well, we're probably going to be hitting Dallas next.
Yeah.
And then we have Groove Cruise in January 10th, the next Groove Cruise. So we had a couple dates. We were in Orlando. I mean, we were in Atlanta. We were in Boston.
Las
We were in
Vegas.
Vegas twice. We're gonna have a residency in Vegas next year at the
nice.
Flamingo Pool, and that's one thing. Another thing about Vegas, where most people have to conform what they play a lot. What's fortunate about playing with a percussionist is that I don't necessarily have to play the typical Vegas style that everyone's accustomed to, playing every top 40 remix. And don't get me wrong, we adjust and we adapt as any artist should. But I get away with a bit more because I have him.
Yeah.
And it makes it very different. I mean, we played at a place that, for the most part, we definitely would have never got by there if it wasn't for what we do together.
Cool. Are you to come to Canada?
I used to go to Canada a lot. I used to have a residency in Toronto at a place called Century Room.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been to Toronto at least 15 times. I've been to Montreal twice. I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Calgary. Yeah. It's actually, Toronto's my favorite North American city outside of New York.
Okay.
More than Chicago? Really?
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with you, bro? I thought I knew you.
You'll have to come back soon then.
Where are you from in Canada?
I'm living in Calgary right now.
Calgary's cool. I've been there twice.
Yeah?
Yeah. Pretty interesting with the whole cowboy aspect going on there. Yeah.
It's chiller than Toronto.
A lot chiller.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. It was nice to meet you and connect.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity of talking to you, and we look forward to hopefully seeing what you guys do, and then we'll keep up with each other.
Yeah. Stay in touch.